I worked for the Dallas Mavericks, an NBA team owned by Mark Cuban. It was a gambler working in the NBA to help the team make better, smarter basketball decisions. Me coming in there, it was almost like there was like an immune response. Like this foreign body has come in to this ecosystem. And a lot of people had like an actual physical immune response with me because it's just like, okay, if this is the way we're going, I can't compete in this environment. Like we'd be in an offensive meeting, for instance, and they're like this thing like, oh, the ball finds energy, like all these like euphemisms. So like I just went and printed out like a plot that showed like your offensive efficiency, which is that's what you're solving for. Offensive efficiency, how many points you score every time you have the ball.
Right. So it sounds like there was like almost like a lot of like old wives' tales, essentially.
It was a lot of old wives' tales, and there was a lot of like I'm a guy where like it became the coaches' meetings became very quiet. And even one of the assistants even said like, yeah, I don't want to say anything because I know if I say something wrong, Bob's going to like have data like tell me to fuck off, basically. We used to go in there some mornings and there would be like, we'd look at shots and there'd be like this is like when the 3-point shot wasn't quite as like, I was pushing for more threes. In fact, they broke a franchise record in 3-point attempts. I think the second game or the third game of my like time as like an employee versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. But they would like see a guy with a wide open three, but like 3 seconds into the shot clock, they'd go around and they'd freeze frame it. And they'd like go around the room like, is that a good shot or a bad shot? Wide open shot, 3 points from a great shooter. And they'd be like, it just breaks the spirit of the team. If that doesn't go in, you know, like guys are going to feel like they create all these stories for why they think things are happening. And I just be like, they get to me and I'd be like, what the actual fuck are you guys talking about? Like that's a wide open 3-point shot from a guy who shoots probably 43% from there. So it's like, you're not getting any better than that. Like you're out of your fucking mind. Like basically like, let's move on. And now everyone wants to take early transition threes because we had data that showed like the earlier you want to take early shots in the shot clock because you have a clock, you have to shoot within 24 seconds. So imagine knowing that you have to take a shot within 24 seconds and someone thinking that an early good shot is bad. Like, do you know you're going to get a better shot than that later? And as the time keeps on ticking, it's like when you're playing chess with a timer. There was no other team that would ever hire me. Like, because it was such a fucked up situation, I had to appreciate the fact that it had to have been fucked up in order for me to be there. Because if it wasn't fucked up, like you had to have a guy like Mark to want to do something as crazy and out of the box as that. Like, have a dude who was a former gambler, you know, around all the time, coming up with ideas and like, you know, in coaches meetings, you know, providing reports and like, you know, I had to CC Mark on every email. And so, you know, Mark would chime in with some ideas too in playoff series. Like it was just a different environment. Like, you know, Mark gets up in the middle of the huddles during playoff games and talks to the, you know, he's on the court. Like that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen.
So that surprises me because you clearly added value to the team.
100%.
Right? So why are other teams not emulating that?
I mean, I don't know. I think that maybe I was better. I don't know. Like I studied the game for 20 years, gambling at the highest level. I've had tons of bad ideas, but when you gamble, all your bad ideas are gone, or you go broke.